Chung Ju-yung, the company's founder, founded the Hyundai Engineering and Construction Company in 1947. Chung, who was born in 1915 into a poor farming family in North Korea, Chung's family was quite poor, and farming was their primary source of income. From an early age, he was required to assist with a variety of farm chores, putting in long days in difficult conditions. This early encounter gave him a strong work ethic. Early attempts to go abroad. Even as a teenager, Chung was clearly determined about changing his destiny in life. He tried more than once to go away from his hometown and look for work elsewhere. At 16, he made his first attempt to escape his homeland by running away to a nearby city with just a tiny amount of rice. He wanted to go to school, but his father found him and brought him back since he thought education was a waste of time and money. Chung remained in trying. He made multiple attempts to flee his community over the ensuing years while working odd jobs, including being a rice delivery boy and doing construction site labor. His father insisted that he stay and assist with the farm, so each time he was obliged to return home. The point of turning, eventually, Chung's perseverance paid off. He made one last attempt to permanently leave his village in 1933 when he was 18 years old. This time, he was able to land a position in a far-off city as a construction worker. When he began working in a rice shop in the coastal city of Incheon, it was his first real break. He spent several months working there, conserving every dollar and picking up the fundamentals of business. Chung showed his innate aptitude for business by taking over the shop's management after the owner became unwell. His actions contributed to the shop's success, and the encounter confirmed his conviction that he could be a successful business owner. Chung had to return the business when the shop owner recovered, but it was a life-changing experience for him. He went back home with little saved up and vowed to get into business rather than farming. Hyundai was founded by Chung Ju-yung, who was driven to further South Korea's development and had a strong work ethic and commercial sense. His career was distinguished by calculated choices, adventurous activities, and unshakable determination in the face of monetary and political setbacks. 1. Initial business attempts. Chung took advantage of the chance to aid in post-war reconstruction following Korea's independence in 1945. With the intention of taking on bigger projects like road construction and infrastructure development, he established the Hyundai Engineering and Construction Company in 1947. Though small at first, his projects set the stage for future expansion. 2. Establishing Hyundai Engineering and Construction. The Korean peninsula was experiencing political unrest and economic hardship during Hyundai Engineering's formative years. Chung found it difficult to manage the few resources and obtain contracts. But his perseverance paid off when he was able to get contracts to construct government buildings, bridges, and other vital infrastructure projects in South Korea. His big break came when he was awarded a large contract to reconstruct the Nakdong River's Goryeo Bridge. Through this endeavor, he established his company's competence and gained credibility, which led to larger contracts. 3. Entering the shipbuilding industry. Chung embarked on yet another audacious endeavor in the late 1960s, breaking into the shipbuilding sector. Since South Korea had never built a huge ship before, many people were dubious, including government officials. But Chung envisioned South Korea as a major player in shipbuilding. In Ulsan, Chung persuaded British financiers to fund the establishment of the largest shipyard in the world in 1972. Even though Hyundai had no prior shipbuilding experience, he even showed a mock-up of a supertanker and a schematic of a massive shipyard to seal the deal. His vision and self-assurance won over the investors, and in 1974, Hyundai Heavy Industries was founded. Hyundai completed the timely construction of its first ship, a supertanker, in under 3 years. 4. Founding Hyundai Motor Company. Chung entered the automobile sector when he founded Hyundai Motor Company in 1967. This was a very risky endeavor because there was no automobile infrastructure in South Korea at the time. Chung wanted to establish a Korean automaker with international competitiveness. Working with international corporations to acquire technical know-how was the original plan. In 1968, Hyundai and Ford teamed up to license-build Ford Cortinas. Chung nevertheless insisted that Hyundai create its own vehicle. Giorgetto Giugiaro, an Italian designer, worked with multinational companies including Mitsubishi to create the styling and engines for Hyundai's first vehicle, the Pony, which debuted in 1975. Our 5. Overcoming financial and technical challenges. Creating a new car brand from scratch was fraught with difficulties. Chung had to recruit engineers and designers from around the world and invest heavily in R&D. Funding was a constant challenge, as local banks and investors were wary of the ambitious project. However, Chung's reputation and ability to deliver on large projects helped him secure the necessary funding. The Pony was a compact car aimed at being affordable to the middle-class Korean consumer. The car's success in the domestic market provided the momentum for Hyundai's entry into international markets. By the 1980s, Hyundai began exporting to the United States, overcoming initial quality issues by investing heavily in manufacturing improvements. 6. Making Hyundai a global brand. Chung Ju-yung's unwavering ambition extended beyond automobiles and ships. He led Hyundai's global expansion into electronics, heavy equipment, and building projects. Under his direction, Hyundai grew into a conglomerate and contributed significantly to the development of South Korea into a contemporary industrialized nation. He placed a strong emphasis on vertical integration, enhancing Hyundai's capacity at every stage of manufacturing. By doing this, the business was able to preserve quality control and lessen its reliance on outside suppliers. 7. Philosophy and leadership style. Chung's famous phrase, "Have you tried?" sums up his philosophy. Sidahai boas nunga, demonstrating his conviction in acting and meeting obstacles head-on. He was renowned for setting an example and taking a hands-on approach. Despite facing economic downturns, he consistently managed to turn things around and propel Hyundai forward. And there, my friends, is the tale of Chung Ju-yung, a man who used unwavering willpower, a clear vision, and a lot of effort to realize his aspirations. Chung's journey from a destitute farm child, fighting to get out of his little hamlet, to the creator of one of the biggest companies in the world, is a living example of what can be accomplished by tenacity. Today, Hyundai is a representation of the remarkable industrial development and progress of South Korea, a legacy that started with one man's unflinching faith in himself and his nation. It's a tradition of pushing limits, creating something greater than oneself, and never accepting no as an answer. Countless entrepreneurs and dreamers worldwide are still motivated by Chung Ju-yung's well-known question, "Have you tried?" His story serves as a reminder that hard work, desire, and the guts to take the initial step, no matter how scary it may seem, are more important for success than skill or money. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of Hyundai and the incredible life of its founder. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories about the pioneers and visionaries who changed the world. And remember, every great achievement starts with a single step. So, what's